T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another show here on Jigs and Reels Radio KW. We are live in the studio. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Mix 98.5, the sound of the region.
Well, I almost forgot. Could make a quick call.
Come get your duds in order, cause we're bound to leave tomorrow. Heave away. I mean, jolly boys, we're all bound the way. Sometimes we're bound for Liverpool, sometimes we're bound for Spain. Heave away, me jollies, heave away. But now we're bound for Old St. John's, where all the girls are dancing. Heave away, me jolly boys, we're all bound the way.
Hey, Polly Bumpy. How are you, brothers? How's it going? Statue, almost. Make it a telephone call. Oh, no. Come on, pick up. Hey, Dougie. Mr. Orange Man. Hey, Jinx the Dead. Hey. Hello. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Okay, bye. Love you. Woo, there we go. All right. Hello, Jinx the Dead. Yes. Hello, Mr. Fitzy, Steven, Dougie, Paul. Definitely a sad state of affairs we are in. Yeah, so for the first hour, hello, Kim Hamlin. First hour, obviously, we're going to do a tribute to the one and only Mr. Mark Hiscock. I'm going to get Mr. Dave Fitz on the air. I've got Linda Hickey. I'm going to see if I can get no, I didn't yet. I didn't get Calvin Downers. I'm going to see if I can get Con O'Brien on. Paul Hamilton said he was going to try and stop on. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Well, good evening, Newfoundlanders, and those who wish to be. It is I, Dean Clark, on a show called Jigs and Reels Radio KW. The KW stands for Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. It is 6:02 here in Waterloo, Ontario. That means it's just shortly after 7:30 in Newfoundland. The best province in the world. The best spot to go and hang out and listen to great music. But, of course, we all know one of the great musicians was taken from us way too early. May the 6th, Mr. Norman Mark Hiscock, founding member of Shanneyganock, husband, brother to many, and friends to thousands. He leaves behind a legacy of amazing music. Yes, as we do, and Jeremy's on the behind the scenes. He's jamming up in heaven with none other than Mr. Harry Hibbs right now, showing each other how they play, looking down on us and making sure we're all well taken care of. So tonight's first hour is going to be a tribute and dedication to none other than Mr. Mark Hiscock. If you want to listen to this live, we are on TikTok. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. Again, if you want to listen to this and watch the behind the scenes when the mic turns off and see all the people's comments, we'll talk about some of the comments that people did post, their relationship with Mark. Some have met. Some just, you know what, they saw him once and had an impact on their lives already. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk to Dave Fitz, who spent a lot of time with Mark recently, and we'll talk about some great stories. It's yes, it's going to be sad. Yes, it is very somber and such, but you know what? Mark leaves behind a lot of great stories. He was a funny man, and we'll talk all about that as the show goes on tonight. Taken from the obituary, Norman Mark Hiscock, age 53 years old, from St. John's, passed away suddenly and peacefully, surrounded by his wife, family, and very close friends. Leaving to mourn is Mark's loving wife, Kelly Travers Hiscock, son Daniel, fur babies Dory and Beaumont, his parents Norman and Linda Hiscock, brother Matthew Hiscock, his wife Kim, nephew Hayden Hiscock, mother and father-in-law Linda and Chesley Travers, sisters-in-law and family Kim Schmidt, husband Darren, and their children Amber and Lindsay, Angela Higdorn and partner Terry and their child Kaylin Sellers, with Alyssa and their children Meadow and Rowan, Janet Travers and her children, Tristan Travers and Andre Taylor, with Aaron and their children, Dylan, Tessa, Marcus, and Layla, close friends, Chris Andrews, Captain Joe O'Brien, and the Shanniganok family, resting at Barrett's funeral home. And the service took place today, St. Mary, the Virgin Anglican Church. The service was live streamed, and I did catch that. Anybody that did watch that, I was sitting behind my desk, and the Ennis sisters sang a song. Chris sang a song, and yeah, it was very touching and very emotional. Mark was a gentle, kind, charitable man. Mark loved his family, friends, and valued them the highest of all. From sea to the stage, Mark touched many different people from all over the world. He will be sadly missed and never forgotten. He will be remembered as Mark, the family man, the entertainer, captain, ambassador for Newfoundland and Labrador. Mark was genuinely a kind and compassionate man. We are talking about none other than Mr. Mark Hiscock.
And the wind was blowing high, the rain slowly turning into hail. I shiver as
We'll do as much as I can on this show. That's for damn sure, to keep his memory alive. Absolutely.
So it's goodbye to you, Mercy, my love. Maybe another place.
Here's to Mark Hiscock, ladies and gentlemen. Glasses high, cans high. Here's to you, Mark.
And I've got to leave the Maritimes behind.
Yeah, it was shocking news. Thanks for that one, Jerry. How's everybody doing on the Monday nights? We're all okay? What is this? I hear you guys have snow down in Newfoundland. Is that true? Is that true? You guys got some snow? What? I looked at Kathy Stock's Facebook page. I'm going to try to get him on. He's on his way to Labrador, Lab City. So he said if he was available, he would certainly try to get on. I don't know why it's glitchy. I'm on, I don't know. Is it glitchy on TikTok? Are we okay on Facebook? Because it's kind of shifty. Could be the internet. Oh, okay, good. Because it's 26 and sunshiny here and a little bit of cloud activity. Well, you know what, Miss Esther Waugh, you know what? You can definitely watch this show again. You're more than happy to. Perfect, good. So it's just TikTok. Sorry, TikTokers. We don't know what's going on that side. If you want, hop over to the Facebook side. That's where the funny people are, like Paul Bump. Oh, big announcement, Paul, coming up May 26th. Yeah, I heard you guys got snow. Hello, Cavill. Cavill. The Cool Cats. That's what we are. There's a couple of Newfoundlanders around him. 26 in sunshine today. Oh, yeah.
I'm Newfoundlander, born and bred, it'll be once I die. I'm proud to be an islander, here's a reason why. I'm free.
Oh.
The waves that wash the sand. There's no place I would rather be than here in Newfoundland.
And then when I get home, I'm going to be uploading this to all the streaming platforms tonight. So it'll be available on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all of them. All of them.
As the wind and the waves that wash the sand. There's no place I would rather be than here in Newfoundland. In Montreal, the Frenchmen say that they own Labrador, including Indian.
All right, let's give the one and only Mr. The one and only. Where is he? Here we go. And it was. Isn't that crazy? Chris Brown, the one and only. There, see? I'm glad you're on. I mean, I don't know. I might have to stop on TikTok and start again. I don't know. It's freaking hot. Oh, Jesus, almost called the wrong number. Sorry, Dave. Almost called the wrong number. It would have been funny. My brother from another mother. I'm okay, man. How are you?
I'm okay too.
Yep. That's all we can do, right? All right. Let's have some good chats here. Have some good laughs. I want to hear some good stories. Here we go. Jigs and Reels Radio, KW Mix 98.5, Shanneyganock. And the Islander, Bruce Moss, 1982. And, of course, Maritime Farewell from Mr. Mark Hiscock, who passed away last week at the age of 53. On the telephone lines, before we get to him, is Mr. Dave Fitz, Magic Man. Just wanted to share with you. I put this post up and I asked people to kind of chime in and their first experience with Mark, and Paul put on the Facebook page. I am fortunate enough to have seen him perform a couple of times with Shanny. Coolest encounter, which I'm sure I share with many, is that boat tour out of Bay Bowls. When you're getting ready to leave the dock and they're doing crew introductions, and down below our captain, Mark Hiscock. That Mark Hiscock, I ask, indeed it is, sir. We were given the opportunity to stop and say howdy on our way off the boat. So cool, and what a pleasant individual he was. Absolutely. And Dave, you've had some experience with Mr. Mark in the recording studio, in and out, your time with the Fables, because of course, you guys hung around a lot and played a lot of the same festivals, and such tragic news when we found out that Mark Hiscock passed, and shocking, actually. What is one of your first encounters with Mark, Dave?
Well, first of all, Dean, I just want to start by saying my sincere condolences to Kelly, his wife, and his son, Danielle, and the whole family, and the Shanneyganock family, and of course, Chris, who was so close to him. And I'm still shocked about it. the first time I met Mark was before Shanny. We were playing at the Travelers Inn on Kemnau Road, myself and Wiseman, Fitz and Wiseman. And he came in and did some stuff with playing accordion with the St. Pat's Dancers before we started. And he was only a young boy, you know, like
Yeah.
he was so young and so good. And I was blown away with him. And so I had to talk to him and went over and introduced myself. And we chatted for a good while. And we remained friends straight up until the end, you know.
Yeah.
As we got on the road more with the Babels and Shanny, when we were all starting out, we did a lot of shows together.
Yep.
Had a lot of great times, and Mark was just one of the most beautiful people I've ever met in my life. I was just always so happy to see him, and likewise, you know, he was so great, man. I've been recording with him quite a bit over the last few years.
Mhm.
You know, I remember he came in and played on a couple of tunes of Jamie Taylor's, and I played on one of my tunes, Standing on Solid Ground, and he was so blown away with it. He said, "That is our next Rockin' on Water." He had that name, and you go to it. I got it run this by Chris, and so I know he did run it by Chris, but we never heard a version.
Yeah.
Sure love my song, and Jamie was there to witness that. I was so proud when he said, "That's our next Rockin' on Water." I thought, well, maybe I'll keep it myself.
Get him playing on it. Now, he has recorded some great accordion backtracks on some of the stars that you've produced and recorded, Judy, Asitha, and of course, you know, there's some pictures that you posted with him in the studio. What again? That was your first. What is the best moment? Just sitting, like, you're in awe. You've got this legend, and you're a legend yourself, but you got this legend playing accordion, and it's so seamless when he plays. When you watch him, what goes through your mind?
Oh, well, I'm just blown away with the talent. You know, I had the fortune of being the drummer for Shanny Canuck for a night. I got a call from Mark. It was not me to play drums, Mark or Chris, one of them.
Yeah.
He needed me to play drums in the cage because the drummer's dad had died really bad, and they needed me to in 2 days.
Yeah.
Well, bring it on, and it was one of the greatest times I had on the stage ever. You know, we were the headliners at the Rock House, and the theaters opened up for us, and it was just a fabulous show. And when we went on, of course, for me to play with Mark there in front of me, and Patty, and
Yeah.
and Mark, and Craig Young, and Bob Hiscock, who was on bass at the time, it was just fabulous.
Wow.
That's one of my favorite memories of being around Mark. But also being close to him in the studio. I mean, anytime I asked him to play on somebody's song, there was no hesitation whatsoever. And he came out. I don't even think I sent him the tracks beforehand. He just listened to it the way we went, you know.
And that's the natural beauty of who Mark was. Like, hey, Mark, listen, you know, I just need help on. Yeah, okay, I'm on my way. Like, he always took the time.
For everybody.
Absolutely. He took the time, whether he knew you or not. He took the time to come over, shake your hand, introduce yourself to him, and that was it. And just and for him to be a captain on the Whale Tour boat, and that's where Dana had the pleasure of meeting him. And to be honest, we're talking about with Paul. I did the same thing, Paul. I walked by, Con was there, and Con's recognizable. You can recognize Con O'Brien anywhere. But here's this feller sitting down, and he had his hat on, and all of a sudden I had to do a double take. I was like, wait a minute. So all of a sudden I pull Con, who was that sitting down? That's not Mark, is it? Similar situation. He was quiet. He didn't go around saying, oh, but that's just who Mark was. And that was the picture that I posted, him wearing the hat. I was after the boat tour and holding his coffee. But again, same thing. It was just, here's Mark Hiscock, Con O'Brien, two amazing, legendary musicians, you know, operating this boat for a Whale Tour.
Yeah, I went out last summer with my friends, and Mark arranged to have 2 tickets waiting for me at the date, which I didn't even request. But when I got there, we went to buy 4 tickets, and she said, "Oh, Dave Fitz, I got 2 tickets here for you." I was blown away. She knew who I was.
Yeah, that's
Told
amazing.
her, "Look, Dave is coming, and make sure he gets these and charge him for whoever else is with him."
Wow.
So we went out and had a great day with Mark on the water. That was only last summer, and
Yeah.
again, I saw Con right off the bat first.
Yeah.
Mark was working on the other boat, is he? He said, "Yeah, he's coming in there right now."
Oh man, yeah, the same thing, right? It's
He
just
just was here like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago and recorded on Asita's new album. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Tiny Red Light by Asita was the last recording that Mark ever done in his lifetime. And I'm so happy that he was here to do that with Asita on Asita's song, her version of that song, because he really loved the version.
yeah,
Yeah, he was just a gem. And in fact, I messaged him on Tuesday to come out and record on 2 more Asita songs.
yeah,
And Mark always got back to me right away, and he didn't. All day long, I looked at my messages and no reply, and I'm thinking, well, that's a bit strange because I knew he was home. And so the next morning, I got up and I texted his phone, and I didn't know nothing until you messaged me, which was about an hour or 2 after I texted his phone, and I went, no way. Man.
Yeah.
The guy. Just
yeah. I got the message as soon as I woke up. I got the message, and it wasn't public knowledge yet or anything. And I did, and then all of a sudden somebody else messaged and 2 other people messaged, and then that's when I was like, okay, no, Dave's got to know. Certainly a shock, May 6th, man. That's
I was really shocked as well, and still am.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe. I still think he's going to show up and do the track for us. And so anyhow, he sure left a memory for everybody, and he was well loved by so many thousands and thousands of people. Anyone who ever met Mark loved the man, because I've never heard him say a bad word about anybody or anything ever in my life. He was just a beautiful kind of guy, boy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Dave, thank you so much for sharing your time with Mark Hiscock and the stories and how you guys came to meet, and of course the Fishing in the Dory, which I do have his version from the Homebrew 12 CD. I'll be playing that later on. Dave, I want you to take care of yourself, and thank you for coming on the show.
Listen, a pleasure. And again, all the best to all Mark's friends and fans, and especially his family.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a bunch there, Mr. David.
Thank you.
All right, David Fitz sharing a few stories from him. Let's continue on, shall we? Fishing in a Dory. From Irish Newfoundland favorites to Mark Hiscock. Man, oh man, oh man. That's yep. Yeah, that would have been something, man.
Fishing in the dory off the banks of Newfoundland. Yawning, fish swarming, you're acting like a man. If the tide is not too strong, then with you there's nothing.
I should have brought my cable.
Fishing in the dory in the morning. With your body on the coddy and the fire.
Yeah, that's something, man. Absolutely big rig. Listen, I'm going to stop on the Facebook and then on TikTok here and see if I can go back on live, because this ain't working well enough here. Hello, Catherine. Yeah, you're going to definitely need to bring your coat. Catherine, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, is a former classmate of mine down at WCI back in the day, and she's got family in Newfoundland, so it's kind of cool that she's heading down home. Where are you heading, Catherine? Where are you heading down? It's still a little choppy on Facebook. On TikTok. Yeah, damn it. Oh, me too. Cannot wait to see you too, Julia. We're working on the showcase on the rock papers and stuff. Oh, that's a little better now on TikTok. We're working on the Justin and I are working on that stuff for the volunteer forms. That'll be coming to you very, very shortly. See, and I'm really glad, Jeremy, because I get to open up more music that perhaps no one ever heard that Mark did.
The shelter, the ocean is me bed, clear to man upon me soul, now me great will is above, fishing in the dory in the morning. Oh, hurry, I'm headed home at last. You're on the old sou'wester, stick up me jig or mast, down the old 6/10 pump, let me down, that's what she wants.
Glory in me, glory.
There's glory in me, Dory. I'm a Tory in me, Dory. In
The morning, bing. Man, I can.
I venture to walk one
Early one morning.
through the dew.
Whoop.
Many men as lucky
Whoops.
as me, the heaven as big as mine. I used it all in
How was it supposed to happen?
and still it's doing fine. Sometimes I
Let's
think
go
to
back to
myself,
that one.
it's going on the blink. But after careful scrutiny, it proved to be in the pink. I always treat it carefully, never leave it hanging.
There we go. Wanted to play that one next. I accidentally double clicked it. I got chills on this one.
I venture to walk one
Oh, man. Yeah, so I watched the funeral service this morning. And yeah, you know what? It's the place, the church was packed. Church was packed. This is Dick Gardner's Labrador Rose. Rose, the rarest of flowers. Oh, Labrador Rose, you are one dream.
In the flower I saw the
What was what on?
face of my darling.
I missed it. What was it? Oh, it was on. They were streaming. It's on YouTube actually. Jesus, it was streamed something I can't remember. Can't remember the who did it, but if you went to YouTube and searched up Mark Hiscock service, it should be right there. Yeah, the Ennis sisters sang a song, and then Chris got up and sang Music and Friends, which of course they did at the ECMAs. And from what I heard from everybody, there was not a dry eye in the house. Of course not, because, you know, why would it? And they were talking about how even though he has passed, you know, Shanneyganock's not stopping. So that's good. That's good. You know, and you got Brad Tuck, who's been with them now for 10, 12, 13 years. And yeah, that's a big family. You know what I mean? It's a big loss for the community. Like, you know, it's Chris Ryan last year, right? It's, yeah, all we can do is continue living on and spreading the word and spread the love and share the music that Mark had. Because he's got a lot. He's played with a ton of people. I agree. You are one living dream.
Hi, this is Dave Fitz, and you're listening to my buddy Dean.
Oh, okay.
Jigs and Reels, the best in Newfoundland and Labrador music on CKWR. There aren't many men as lucky as me that have one as big as mine. I used it all in me life, and still it's doing fine. Sometimes I think to myself, it's going on with me. But after careful scrutiny, it proved to be in the pink. I always treat it carefully, never leave it hanging about. And every time I use it, I remember to shake it out. And sometimes when I use it,
Wonder what he's talking about.
I instruct my wife to handle it with tender love and care.
Huh.
Oh, is it a beauty? I have used it proudly all my life.
Oh, me life.
Oh, is it a beauty? And if you don't believe
Oops.
me, ask me why. Danny O'Toole came over one day, he couldn't believe what he had. Mine was bigger than his was, he didn't believe it.
You guys are on the backside there, and you guys got some stories to tell. By all means, let me know, you know, where you met him and such, as we're waiting on some other people to chat out. Yeah, let me know.
Who watered a neighbor's flowers. A wee girl said she needed it to choose it for her. And though abused days, they never sprang a leak. Oh, it is a beauty. I have used it probably all my life.
Oh, me life. Oh, I don't know who hasn't. Oh, nice.
I use it in the summertime.
That should give you some posters, Kath, to spread around.
I used it in December on a cold and wintry day.
Well, you know what, Esther? I'm really glad you brought that up because, of course, you know, that was last week as well. And a couple weeks ago, man, I'll tell you, it was craziness.
Oh, ain't it a beauty? They get jealous every time they take a peek. I must admit, it hasn't been used in 3 or 4 days. But it's hanging there and it's ready as it ever was before. And if the good Lord's willing, I'll be using it for years. It's the best length the garden hose was ever sold by Sears.
Oh, it is a beauty. From Scallywags, that's Shanny Gannock and Mark Hiscock with Ain't It a Beauty? Ain't it a beauty? It is a beauty. Oh, it's a beauty. It's a beauty talking about a garden hose. Haha, fooled you. We all know that Mark Hiscock passed away on May the 6th. Asked on the comments not too long ago, Frozen Treats of NL said he took his son to see Shanny last year at their free concert on Water Street. He wasn't too keen at first, but by the end of the show, he was up tapping and clapping, hoping to hear Ain't It a Beauty tomorrow night. It is tonight, and there it is for you. Frozen Treats of Newfoundland. And again, like we said, Mark's touched a lot of people's lives. And I remember going to, when I did this show from 88 to 08, I met Shanny Gannock. And it would have been at Pride Off the Rock in Brampton. Now, I won't go into too much detail, but there were a lot of amazing Newfoundland acts. The Fables being one, Celtic Connection. And, of course, I only heard that 3 bands got paid. Dick Nolan was there, but Shanny Gannock was there as well. And they played a lot in Ontario and back in the day to promote their stuff because, of course, there was no internets, and that's what they did. So I did have a chance to meet them, but again, back in the day, I never had a chance to take any pictures or anything like that. But I remember sitting down and having a couple of pints with them and hanging out, and the stories that they told back then. And it was just around Scallywags and after that. So a lot of fun, a lot of fun meeting Mark, and then again, meeting him again and seeing him again at George Street Festival. And he knew who I was right away and asked how things were and asked how the show was going. And it was never about himself. He was the most selfless person that I've ever met. And again, like we talk about, he's touched so many people's lives. And you in Newfoundland, you get the chance to see them on a regular basis. For me here in Ontario, it's tough. I see through social media and everything like that. So, and I know it hits you guys a lot harder down there, but no matter where you are, Mark has touched a lot of people's lives. And that's what we're touching on tonight. It is the tribute to Mark Hiscock, who passed away suddenly and still in shock. And, it's part of what we're doing here tonight. And I had Dave Fitz on the phone not too long ago, but he was talking about this song done by none other than Mrs. Seetha Power. You hear that accordion? This could be the last song Mark Hiscock ever recorded. Jigs and Reels Radio KW.
Hide in the window, my darling, she sings, as she gazed at the dark, stormy night overhead. A little girl ran with such eager delight, and she placed in the window the tiny red light. The father came home from his work wet and cold, angry and cross, 'cause his fish were not sold. He said that the only must do for the
I can imagine, Jamie. I can imagine. Yeah, I bet. You'd be surprised on how humble people can be and how nervous you can get. I was the same way with Bud Davidge. You know what I mean? When all of a sudden he gets on the air, and I still get that way. And I've talked to him twice, Jamie. We know what it's like, right? You get super nervous. I was like that with Fitz the very first time I met him. I'm like, oh my God, you meet these superstars, these guys who are magicians, are amazing at what they do in their crafts and such. And when you meet them and shake their hand, you just know that they're real human beings. And the Newfoundland blood that's in each and every one of them, that's where it starts. That is where it all starts for all of us. Absolutely. That's where it all starts, is everybody's upbringing. We all can speak to that.
Tiny ships went adrift in the gale, with tears in his eyes told her father this tale. The father, the tiny red light said the man, till it vanished from sight on the rocks our ships ran. And he would run on the billows.
And he was such a natural. Like, it's like anybody, it's probably one of the hardest instruments to play, but yet he made it seem so seamless. Oh shit. Jigs and Reels Radio KW on Mix 98.5. That is none other than our friend Seetha Power, along with Mark Hiscock. That possibly could be his last recording on her album, Tiny Red Light. 6:37 here on Jigs and Reels. We're going to get on the phone lines and chat with Mr. Paul Hamilton in about 30 seconds. Hold on.
In Waterloo Region, 1 in 10 households face food insecurity.
Try that one again.
Day. You can help change that by becoming a monthly donor to the Food Bank of Waterloo Region. As an Eat 365 supporter, your monthly commitment ensures nutritious meals every day of the year for neighbors in need. Plus, the food bank can provide 2 meals for
That's
every
right.
dollar you give. Sign up today at thefoodbank.ca/eat365. Together, let's build a community where no one goes hungry.
Not sure if you should make this.
Good evening, sir. All right, we're going to go in about 10 seconds. Hold on. Oh, absolutely. All right, we're back here on Jigs and Reels Radio KW, Monday, May the 12th. It is the tribute and dedication to none other than Mark Hiscock, founding member of Shanneyganock, but has played for many of decades. One of the people who's had a chance to work with Mark Hiscock is none other than Hamilton Sound himself, Mr. Paul Hamilton. Welcome to the show, sir.
How are you doing, buddy?
I'm okay. Just, considering what's been going on this last week, we're doing okay up here. And yourself?
Oh, it's a big shock to everybody down here. It seems nobody expected anything like this.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I think that's what makes it harder on everybody is the fact that, like Dave said a couple of weeks ago, he had him in the studio and talked to him 2-3 days prior to that. And then all of a sudden he's gone.
Yep.
And I think, I hate, you never know. You never know. And when I was talking with Bud, the one more song and all for a song is the reason why he keeps going when I interviewed him a couple of weeks ago. And, it's that's the way it is, right? You keep going and because you just never know, right?
No, you don't.
Yeah.
And, but it's affecting everybody in Newfoundland,
Oh.
because Mark is a big part of Newfoundland.
Yep.
A great musician, one of the best musicians, or not the best, and if not the best, and
Yep.
It's a big loss. He got too young.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Paul, you've had some experience with Mark. Tell us about your first time you had the chance to meet Mark Hiscock.
First time I got to meet Mark when I started working with Bud. We did a few openings for Shanneyganock.
Yep.
And I was pretty happy to have Mark up at my house down in Rickham. It was Canada Day. We did a few gigs together, and then we done a lot of openings for Mark. So
yeah.
they got to know him pretty good through Bud.
And then then working from there, and you've seen him on and off the stage. What's one of the best and favorite stories that you have in memories of Mark? I know there's many.
The one we got together with, like I said, down the rec room with,
yeah.
I don't think there at the time, and that's when we got to know each other. Really get to know each other. I went to see Mark and then performed lots of times, and
yeah,
and I had to chat with him after the show, and that's what the best time was down in the rec room, and was really honored to do from. Yeah.
Well, listen, Paul, I want to thank you for coming on the phone lines. Paul from Hamilton Sound, and keep your chin up, my friend. One of the things, and I was going to wait until later, one of the things that Father said on the service, and this resonates, and Paul, you can attest to this, is though he's gone, his song will stay.
Oh, it'll live, yeah. He will stay here.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yep, absolutely. And it's one of those things where, it was so tough too, because Shanneyganock performed at the ECMAs with Bud. And if you saw the stage, the accordion was on the stool.
Yeah. I didn't get to go there, and I was working today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, no, Paul, listen, thanks so much for coming on, dude. Like I said, I hope to see you in the summer. And then we'll chat a little bit more, but you take care of yourself, and I look forward to some more Hamilton Sound music coming through Linda very, very soon, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, guaranteed.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Keep in touch.
Oh, thanks for calling.
You betcha, Paulie. See you, buddy. All right, Paul Hamilton with a little bit of his experience. I've got Linda Hickey. We're going to talk to her in a little bit, but let's continue on, shall we? Con O'Brien, I was trying to get in touch with him, but they've got some bad service, so maybe we'll chat with him a little later on. But out of the CBC News, I was reading this. Some of Atlantic Canada's best musicians are in St. John's this week, what is usually a celebration of excellence. This year, though, the sudden death of Newfoundland and Labrador musical legend Mark Hiscock has left the crowd remembering the life and legacy of a musical giant. Con O'Brien of the Irish descendant says it is a somber day while paying tribute on stage to his longtime friend. O'Brien dedicated a performance of Let Me Fish Off Cape St. Mary's to Hiscock's memory and asked people to take out their cell phones and turn on the flashlight because a little beacon of light might help, he said, and let Mark know you're here. Let's continue on with the remembrance and the dedication and the tribute to none other than Mr. Mark Hiscock. The song is called Rose of My Heart. Take it from Homebrew 16 on Jigs and Reels Radio KW Mix 98.5.
We're the best partners this world's ever seen. Together.
Ooh, hey, Jimmy. Hey, Wendy. Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. Linda, I'm going to give you a holler here now, okay?
You are the rose of my heart. You are the love of my life. A flower not fading or falling apart. If you're tired, rest your head on my arm.
All right, Esther, we'll talk to you in a bit, okay?
When sorrow holds you in her arms away, the raindrops that fall from your eyes, your smile's like the sun's come to earth for a day. You brighten my blackest of skies, rose of my heart.
All right.
You are
The rose of my heart.
You are the love of my life. A flower not fading.
All right, get the number here. There we go.
If you're cold, let my love make you warm. Rose of my heart.
Absolutely, man. That's why we're doing this tonight. That's why we're doing this.
Hard times are easy times.
Hello, young lady. Are you there?
Absolutely, man. That's why we're doing this tonight. That's why we're doing this.
Oh, turn me down. Jeez. How are you doing, my dear?
I'm doing good. I'm listening in here. That was good, Paul.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
What a nice thing to do, Dean. What a nice thing to do.
You know what? It's I don't like doing this sort of shit. I really don't like paying tributes to anybody, but when it's then it's
But you know what? It's helping all of us.
good. Good. All right, we'll go in about 20 seconds. Jigs and Reels Radio KW on Mix 98.5. Mark Hiscock from Homebrew 16 and Rose of My Heart. We are paying tribute to one of the greatest accordion players in Newfoundland music history, Mark Hiscock, who passed away May the 6th so suddenly and took all of Newfoundland by storm and by shock. One who was just as shocked as everyone on the province and, of course, across Canada and around the world who knew of Shanneyganock and Mark Hiscock is none other than Linda on the phone. Linda, how are you doing? You're fighting through this, I know. talk to me about what memories you have with. I saw your picture when Mark had Harry Hibbs's accordion.
I know.
Like-
I know.
Like
That was probably one of the best ever experiences I had.
and what, like, you know, I bet you were probably grinning from ear to ear, and Harry was looking down from above going, okay, it's in good hands now.
Yeah. But
Wha-
you know, I had that accordion, and it was so funny because I was like, I got to put some life in this accordion. It was post-COVID, right?
Yep.
And I said, we got to put some life in this accordion. So I said, I'm going to shove it out on social media, and like let's get some pictures taken with it.
Yeah.
And try to bring it to life that way. And Mark Hiscock reached out to me and said, Linda, I grew up listening to Harry Hibbs and listening to his records and his albums, and that was how he started playing as a young boy. And he said, I would love to get a picture. And I said, man, you're going to get me with the picture. You're going to play this thing. He came to my house, and it was an incredible evening because Mark Hiscock was a gentleman and a scholar and a talented musician, right? And I mean, Harry's accordion was in rough shape. Like it was
well played. It was well played.
It was not in the best of shape. But you know what? He made it talk.
Oh, what was the song he played? Do you remember what he played?
He played Between Two Trees.
No way. Oh.
He played Between Two Trees. And he was so honored. He said, like, thinking that I grew up with him, this was one of the things that I wanted to do was to play this, right? So
Yeah.
And believe it or not, Dean, we got, like, I'm not kidding you, 500,000 views. We're still getting views on that.
Oh, you know what? And I hate to say it, you're going to get a lot more now too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so that was one experience. Another really good experience I had with Mark, and I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this, but we had the Newfoundland Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And Mark, of course, was inducted into the Newfoundland Music Hall of Fame in 2014. And we actually did that event, that whole event where he got inducted and stuff, took place on Bell Island, down in Lance Grove Beach on Bell Island.
Yeah.
He came, well, what a day we had that day. It was just incredible how much fun we had. Another one, of course, as Paul Hamilton just mentioned, like when Mark came to Paul's house and, we kind of did a basement session.
Yep.
And it was so amazing. Like, you knew him, but it didn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
everybody was like, what? You've been around Mark Hiscock?
What the-
Mark Hiscock? You had Mark Hiscock in your house? And
Yeah.
he was like, well, I want to get a picture, and how can I do this? But he was so ordinary.
Yes. And it's just like, it's very similar to when you talk to Bud or Ray Johnson, and these guys can walk down George Street and they can walk down and people like, hey, Bud, how you doing? Hey, buddy, how's it getting on? You know what I mean? But yet when you get somebody like Mark Hiscock, same thing. But when somebody all of a sudden doesn't get a chance, like I would be fangirling all the time, every time I see Jen from Celtic Connection, or if I see Fitz, or if I see Bud, like, I'm like Chris or Mark. When I first met Mark at at George Street Festival there a couple of years back, I'm like, oh my God, this is Mark freaking Hiscock, and the handshake. And as soon as you shake his hand,
Yeah.
all the nerves and nervousness goes away.
Yeah. And he had that kind of a personality. He was so genuine. The last time I talked to Mark Hiscock was at Costco. I was at Costco, and he was getting ready, I think, to go away on vacation.
Yeah.
I knew how busy he was. He was
Of course.
people stop you at
Yep.
Costco, like
Yep.
the meeting place, right?
Yep.
And Mark stopped. It didn't matter. Like he would take the time, and he would, we'd have a little chat and whatnot. And he'd always take a moment to compliment Hamilton Sound, and he'd say, "You guys are doing awesome, and keep it up, and there's good
Yeah.
stuff happening." Always there with that kindness. That
Oh.
it was just him. He was just so
Yeah.
real, and
that's the
down
best
to
part.
earth, and
Yeah.
he was an incredible. And I have been 2 days singing "I'm Going Home to Marry Me a Newfie Girl." He did when he was only a boy.
Yeah, well, I've got a story from somebody who remembers him being 10 years old playing on a TV show. So I'm going to talk about that here very, very shortly. But But Linda, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your stories about Mark Hiscock. And I'm sure there's hundreds and hundreds of more. I just got one on the behind the scenes, Frank Reardon photos of Iqaluit back in November. They had such a great time there. He got to hang out with them. Like that's Mark. That's who Mark was. You know what? He's such a...
I want to say thank you to you, Dean, because this is helping all of us who, like, we're just so shocked and you know, so hard to take this in. But, you know, helping, you know, you getting people together, talking about it. We all went to the funeral home on Saturday afternoon, and, you know, that helped. There was so many accordion players that we all knew. We're all together. We're all in this music circle.
Yeah.
And that helped. It helped, and this helped. And I want to send, like, sincere condolences to Kelly, who is a gem. I don't know how she'll navigate this, but, you know, that she was there, and this is so hard, right?
Yeah.
And so thank you for doing this tonight, too, for all of us.
Thank you. Thank you, Linda. We're going to talk real soon, okay?
Okay, take care.
I will. You too. That's Linda Hickey of Hamilton Sound. And of course, she's got a lot of history behind her. And I'm not just saying because she works in the museum aspect of it, but definitely Linda Hickey, a fixture in the Newfoundland arts and music for sure. And talking about Between Two Trees, let's play that. This is Mark Hiscock from Homebrew 3 on the tribute to the man himself. Jigs and Reels Radio, KW Mix 98.5.
A story true, a story true.
Yeah, that's right, Jimmy. Big softy here, big dog. You know it.
First fell in love with Sue. Her hair was gold.
Her eyes were oh so blue. You got it, Frank. Oh. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry, man.
We went between two trees, between two trees. We vowed to eternity. The trees look down as though to say, God bless your love, God bless your wedding day.
That's a good drum sound.
The years have swiftly flown. The years have flown. Now I am all alone. But I have my boy.
Oh, is it hot in here or what? Or is that just me kind of being me? She sleeps between two trees. Between two trees.
We kissed as lovers do, as lovers do.
You know, it's crazy. As I said to this, I get to play the music. You guys get to see the musicians like Shanny Gannock, like excuse me, anybody that's on the island. And me, I don't get that chance. So for me, I get to play the music, and this is this might be something for me, right? So yeah. Jigs and Reels Radio KW on Mix 98.5. We're going to talk to Angie Reid here very, very shortly, but we're going to play one more song. And of course, if you did not know, the person playing the drums in that song was none other than Mr. David Fitz. That's right. Remember when we recorded that song in the studio in St. John's before Fitz even had a studio? Played drums and probably bass on that one too. Mark reminded me of that a few weeks ago. We are paying tribute to the one and only Mr. Mark Hiscock, who passed away so suddenly and we're paying tribute and playing his music tonight. This was one of the songs that got me, and I've got to play it now. It is none other than the Ennis Sisters and Sing You Home.
How could all your work be done? Ash to ash and dust to dust. Seemed to me you'd just begun. When grief invades my soul, there's comfort in a prayer I find. Though these candles honor you, they burn for those you left behind. I'll sing for you because I need to. Right now, this is all I know. You always said you wanted me to. So I will sing you home. I will sing you home.
Y'all can cry with me, you know. It's okay.
Know that you will live on the lips of those who knew what it was you had to give and what it was they learned from you. This is my prayer for you. Maybe someday I will know if it helped your journey home, or if it helped me let you go. I'll sing for you because I need to. Right now, this is all I know. You always said you wanted me to. So I will sing you home. I will sing you home.
I will. Frank, thanks, buddy. Yeah, when they sang this today, this is where I was sitting on my desk and I was done. Done. The words are so powerful. Thank you, Leo.
Generations one by one, ash to ash and dust to dust. There is nothing left undone. I'll sing for you because I need to. Right now, this is all I know. You always said you wanted me to. So I will sing you home. I will sing you home. I'll sing for you because I need to. Right now, this is all I know. You always said you wanted me to. So I will sing you home. I will sing you home. I will sing you
Hey.
home.
All right, I'm going to say a few words and then I'm going to play a commercial and I'll come on and chat with you, okay? Now, give me a second. Jigs and Reels Radio KW on Mix 98.5 as we remember Mark Hiscock passed away May the 6th. Our final story comes from Roland DeRyan. Many years ago, more than 40, Cable 9 used to do a show where musicians could come in and perform. I believe it was Sunday afternoons, but could be wrong on the exact day. I was only young at the time, but my dad would load the entire family into the car, including my grandmother, and we would spend hours at the studio being entertained by the musicians. Mark was a kid, likely no more than 10 years old, and he would often be there performing for the audience. He was a highlight to all in attendance, and he was so young and so much talent back then. Over the decades, I've watched him grow and become more and more talented and confident. He was always incredibly good. Losing Mark is a blow to the entire Newfoundland music community, and he will surely be missed by all who knew him. My image of Mark has always been and will always likely be of that young man with so much talent and personality entertaining a crowd of families at Cable 9. May his memory be a blessing to all who knew and loved him. Mark Hiscock. Tribute to him on Jigs and Reels Radio KW on Mix 98.5.
The registry.
Ooh, I got to compose myself. Give me a second. Got to compose myself. Woo.
Radio station and the region's internet softie.
Didn't think I was a big softie, did you there? Huh, Angie?
Oh boy. Oh, listen, man, this stuff is hard.
Oh, I know. It is. It is. It's nuts. All right, here we go, my dear.
Okay.
Woo. All right, and we're back here on Jigs and Reels. It's been a few weeks since we had the pleasure of doing the Dildo Brewery Pint. We were going to talk at the weekly tea, but let's call it the weekly pint. We have none other than Angie Reid on the telephone lines. Angie, obviously you heard the story over the week, and you being in Newfoundland, you've had some experiences with Shanneyganock and Mark Hiscock, I am sure too. But such a blow for the Newfoundland musical community for sure.
Oh, it's been a very sad week. It's been just watching everybody, and listening to everybody, and the nice and very obviously inspiring things there. I did not personally know Mark. Unfortunately, I didn't, because everything that I have heard about that young man this week is, I'm so touched that you're doing this show tonight. This is really, really nice. I'm sure his family and Shanneyganock really appreciates what you're doing, and I know everyone else. There's lots of other people that are doing some really nice tributes to him.
Yeah.
So, it's a big loss. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I've been seeing all of his, wonderful accomplishments played out over this past week, and it's like, wow.
There's certain things that you just didn't know about Mark, did you? All of a sudden, all these things are coming out, and you're like, oh my God, he did that. Oh my God, he did that too. Like, what? And I think that is important too, because not a lot of us knew about that. And that, I hate to say it, but in passing, you're getting to learn more of the person.
Yeah.
So,
well, Dean, they talk about, and I always, and he's a personality, I think, that fits this. And again, I didn't personally know him, but just from what, people have been talking about and praising you about, when you talk about living that dash, he certainly, wow, what stories that people have, and the impact that he had on people. And I'm sure he didn't even know he had that much of an impact on others, but how nice is that? Like, that is, it's been beautiful listening to the stories, but yet so sad, obviously, everyone is feeling this loss in the music industry here in Providence.
Absolutely. And let's move over to the musical assets that you've got coming up. Like I said, it's been a couple of weeks. You had a huge singer-songwriter forum with, quote, The Raven. Who else did you have there?
Oh my goodness. I feel like, we've had so much going on, and I know, as you said, it's only been a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I think since the month of May has come in, we've been quite busy doing a lot of different things. Before I jump into the music there, I would like to just highlight the fact that we did release a new beer. I don't know if you saw that on our social media.
Yes. What is it called? It's the new...
It's the new Glorious and Free, and I just want
That's right.
I know we put it out on social media, but just to kind of brief everybody on it, there was an invitation put out from a brewery up in Ottawa, Dominion City, and this was like a couple months back when, I'll say, I guess Canada was, or
a lot of us in Canada were not feeling so strong at moments, you know,
Yep.
and we were being tested, I think.
Yep, absolutely.
Partner. Yeah. So anyway, this brewery, Dominion City, they put it out right across Canada. You know what? Like, what a good thing to do would be to pull together, support each other as brewers, support each other as growers, which is that referring to the products that go in the beer, like
Yes.
all the grains and the hops and so forth. And we brewed. So any brewery who wanted to get involved, who had the capacity to get involved, did get involved. So here in this province, it was ourselves, Dilda Brewing Company, and it was also Port Rexton. We jumped on board. And all of the ingredients in this beer, everything in this beer, came from products directly from Canada.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
there's nothing out of Canada, because as you know, and
Yes.
or as everybody knows, it's very difficult to produce products with all Canadian.
Yeah.
You're all Canadian products, because there's a lot of things that they just don't have. We can't get at.
Of course.
But this one we do. They did all the work. They did all the back end in letting us know who to order things from and all that sort of stuff. And we brewed the beer. So did Port Rexton. They brewed their own. Ours was an IPA, and we put it out. It was just all about taking some action, showing how strong we can be here in Canada.
Yep.
And this went from coast to coast, and breweries jumped on board. If you visit their website, the Glorious and Free campaign sort of thing, you would see how nice that was. So I just wanted to highlight
That is awesome.
that we did this month of May. So
Well,
we're
hopefully-
really proud we got involved with it. It makes us feel a little stronger as Canadians.
Oh, absolutely. And hopefully with Ford, at the helm, the word is that he's trying to break down the barriers so alcohol can be transferred across provinces without having any issues. So if that's the case, I'll be putting my order together, and hopefully we can get you into some of the beer stores around here, because I know there's a lot of people that would love to have your beverage around here.
Would be so nice to sitting on the shelf, sitting on the
Oh.
shelves up there. Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. So we talk about the brew, and of course with brew always goes great music. And like we said, you had that singer songwriter forum, and that's the first time you've ever done something like that, isn't it?
It is, and that was definitely spearheaded by Johnny, of course.
Yeah,
He really wanted to do this, and we were, of course, all on board.
of course.
So yeah, he had himself and Nick Earl
Yep.
and Colt the Raven.
Yo, what did you think of Quote the Raven?
So I only heard the reel that they put on Facebook for me
Yeah.
to listen to, because I wasn't around, that weekend. When
Oh no, right. That's right. You were sunning your buns. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was so sad to miss it, because what a powerhouse of
Oh,
sitting. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's, from what I heard and from what I saw, and again, I always say the quality when it comes through is not the same.
Oh, yeah.
But,
of course.
they had an amazing night, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was, just what a lot of the talent sitting
Oh.
there was amazing. Yeah.
Again, Nick Earl is in Toronto for Music Week or whatever it is there, and hopefully I can get him on the air. I'm hoping to see him before he goes back, but Nick Earl's a busy dude, and he is what he is, and he's one talented guitarist, and yeah, absolutely. So you got some great musicians coming up this weekend, and of course it is the long weekend. It is May 2-4, and what are we thinking? What do you got going on?
Well, Friday night, we had, this Friday, I have to ask you, I haven't heard you, maybe you have spoke about her on there, I'm not sure, Julia Dawson, have you? Have you heard of this?
Oh, absolutely. She is actually going to be part of the showcase on the Rock in August. She was one of the first 10 I think I asked, and she's like, hell yeah, because she's very good friends with Amity. So that's kind of how I got to know them, was through Amity/Julia and vice versa. So oh yeah.
He played for us yesterday on Mother's Day, and what a treat. Oh my goodness. That girl is full of talent.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. Cannot wait to have her back. She'll be back soon, no doubt.
Nice. And then you got Angie this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is. So next week now, on Friday, we've got Angie Volpe playing.
Yep.
On Saturday, we've got Sakana, and we're now doing Sunday entertainment as well.
Oh,
because
wow.
things are picking up. So we got Jaden Watt and Rodman coming in on Sunday afternoon.
Nice,
So,
nice.
weekend lineup.
Oh man, and here you go. Look at what you guys. And I messaged Kirsten from Quote the Raven, and that was their very first time playing there. And I said, make sure and try the Dildo Light and try the wings. So I don't know if she tried the wings, but she said the beer was tasty. So
Good,
yeah.
good.
So they were really excited to get there and visit the place, because again, it was the very first time, and it won't be the last. So I'm excited to seeing them in the summer. They're coming to one of the festivals. I get to work security for them, but usually when I work security, I get to stand around and watch the entertainment. So I'm looking forward to seeing them this summer again.
Nice.
So-
You're spoiled. You're just
Hey, it's the only time I ever get a chance to see Great Newfoundland music, right? Listen, Angie, I want to wish you a happy Mother's Day, by the way, and then to your staff there, happy belated Mother's Day. I know it was yesterday, and I think to all the mothers out there from near and far and watching from above, certainly a happy Mother's Day to you all. I'm sure it was a packed house yesterday with everybody coming out and everyone bringing their mothers.
Yep, it was. It was a great day. We had an awesome day at the brewery.
Good.
Sure.
Good. Well, listen, I look forward to talking to you next Monday night for more of the Dildo Brewery Brew. Right. We got to come up with a really catchy name, though, don't we?
I know. We got to come up with something a little better.
Jeez, yeah, we do. Okay, we're going to put our minds to it, and we're going to drink we're going to drink the Dildo Light. Okay, because I like that. But I still have the pine. I still have the pine.
Pine hoppy ale.
You knew it. I still have one can left, so it's in the fridge. I gotta have it, and that's the one we'll brainstorm over that when I have that. Okay.
All right.
Angie, always a pleasure talking to you, and say hi to Sherry and make sure she gets into the recording studio, will you?
Will do.
All right, Angie Reed of the Dildo Brewery, who is always so colorful and so much fun to talk to. If you've never been, dear God, go. Dildo Brewery, and they got the red pew outside. The red pew, take a picture in it, take a picture in front of it. It's the red pew. Tag the show in it. I love to see the pictures. We're going to continue on, shall we? Because Roselle, we've got her coming up. Roselle Doyle, who's an amazing artist. I love her work, and she's a figure skater. We're going to talk to her and the arts coming up in about, I don't know, say 10 minutes. Let's listen to some Johnny Bucker from the Government Rams. Jigs and Rails Radio, KW. God, I love Angie. She's wicked. The problem is if I was home, I would be spending a lot of my time. Hello, dummy. I'd be spending a lot of my time over at that Dildo Brewery. I'd have to work there. Hello, Mr. Terry Skins. Catherine, if you do, I know, eh? I was waiting to see who was going to catch that. Catherine, when you do go, say hi to Angie and tell her you and I went to high school together. She might buy you a free beer. Oh, I got to make a call. Jesus. Oh, the Dildo Light is my favorite. It's crisp, and with a cigar, it's wonderful. But the Pine Hoppy Ale, oh, hey, Gavin. What song Terry did Darcy not sing? Really?
Well, the Lord made the bees and the bees made honey. Lord made man and man made money. Well, the Lord made the devil and the devil made sin.
Oh, are you serious? Oh, man. Good day. Oh, my goodness. In 30 seconds, we're going to get you live on the radio.
Oh, wonderful.
You're not nervous, are you?
No, I'm excited.
All right. All right, here we go. Jigs and Reels Radio KW on Mix 98.5. That is the Government Rams and Johnny Bucker. I heard that today on the Jigs and Reels Radio KW online radio station. I'm like, that sounds very familiar. I should probably play that tonight. Terry Skeans is on the backside of things, and Darcy Broderick, of course, sang that track and won a Juno for that. Do you know why they call them the Junos, Roselle?
No.
It's because, back in the day when people were nominated for the Junos, everyone was like, hey, do you know who that is? Do you know who that is? You like that one? That's a good dad joke. Roselle Doyle is on the telephone line, and we're going to shift things a little bit because usually I talk to musicians, but Jigs and Reels Radio KW is about the arts. It's just about everything to do with music, artistic talents, skating, hockey. It doesn't matter if it's artistic, it's going to get aired. And Roselle Doyle, you may have seen some stuff on my Facebook page. She does some freaking amazing work. I absolutely love your artwork. It is vibrant, it is colorful, it is happy. It makes you feel so good. And Roselle is on the telephone lines with me right now to talk about her art and, of course, a little side project that she does, which is figure skating, but not on skates, but rollerblades too. Welcome to the show, Miss Doyle.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course. So first and foremost, let's talk about your art. What age did you pick up that brush and decide that this is what I want to do?
Well, I would say I started it full time about 4 or 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I painted and I sketched and I did a lot of art throughout the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the paints that you use, are they a mix of oil and acrylic, or mostly acrylic, or what do you paint with?
Oh, well, now I use acrylic for the last, I'd say, like I said, 5 years or so. I've been using acrylic. Before that, I used oil, and I just got to the point where I got too many headaches from the oil.
Ah, and acrylic is a nicer medium to work with as well than oil is.
It is. It's a lot less, smelly. Like the fumes are not as bad.
Yeah.
It dries a lot faster. So, because oils can take weeks to dry. Right?
Yes. See, I used to paint. I painted some really nice stuff with acrylic. So I dabbled in it when I was a teen myself. Some landscapes. I could never draw people. I drew a kick-ass stick person, but I could not draw people. Now, your art is based on puffins. Where did that?
Yes and no. I mean, I do paint everything, like landscapes. And
yes.
I have some spiritual pieces. I have some trees and animals and little towns, little Newfoundland towns. I love to paint. But puffins, definitely a whimsical puffin series. Yes.
Yes.
I'm in love with it.
So what made you start doing the puffins? Because of the Newfoundland connection? Is that what the reason behind the puffins is?
Yes. Well, my husband's a Newfoundlander, so
yep.
He one day he suggested I try a puffin piece, and I was like, okay. I mean, they're cute. I love birds.
Yep.
And then, it just took over from there, and I couldn't stop, and now I have like 16, 17 puffins.
Oh my goodness! Now, if you're not familiar with who Roselle is, first off, what is your social media page / website? Where can one find you to start going and taking a look at what you do?
Sure. Well, I'm on Instagram and Facebook, and under Roselle Doyle Art.
Okay, and your artwork is now, speaking, we just had Dildo on not too long ago, Angie. Now, you had some artwork over up at the coffee shop up the hill, did you not?
Yes, I do. I do the markets out in Dildo throughout the summer as well, on Saturdays, Sundays, opposite the brewery. There's a fisherman's lodge, and I set up there, and there's a market in there. And, I met the owners, and they purchased some art from me and put it up in the coffee shop.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I absolutely, like I said, it's very whimsical. You've taken the puffins and just replaced the person in it. The Puffin Elvis is by far, I'm a huge Elvis fan, as you know, but you sent that to me and I was in awe. I absolutely love it. And if you've never seen it, I'll take a picture of it or I'll share your post and stuff, but it's a puffin wearing the sequined Elvis outfit. It is so cool, but it's just that again, it's not just that, but I want to say it's almost like a Newfoundland Dr. Zeus artwork. And I mean that in the sense where there's no straight lines. Your curvatures on everything, and it just makes it, and the bright colors just make it look so, like I said, just so happy. And what's when you all of a sudden get brush to canvas, what goes through your mind as soon as you grab that paint and go, here I go? What goes through your mind?
Well, I usually have like a visualize it for a few days and try to think of what I want to do, and then I kind of see it in my head. A lot like when I was a choreographer and a performer in figure skating. And I would see things in my head first, and then I'd go and put them out onto the canvas or the ice, and then just create and kind of go with the flow, I guess.
Now, let's talk about your figure skating, because of course that you're pretty freaking talented on the figure skating, and then the rollerblading, which I can't get down the block on rollerblades before I fall on my arse. Where did that come into play as far as the figure skating go, and how far did you go in the figure skating world?
Oh, well, I went pretty far. I was a competitive figure skater for about 13 years, and I went up to like an elite level, probably like a junior competitive.
Wow.
I was a junior national champion in Scotland, and then because I was in England for a while. So anyways, I went up to junior level, and then I turned professional, and it was really my professional career that took off. I ended up performing around the world in shows and choreographing for figure skaters of all ages, from young ones all the way up to Olympians and world champions, and doing a lot of stuff for 25 years as a professional. So it was a long time. And then, before that, 13 as a competitive. So about 30 years of my life.
Oh, wow. And it shows, if you ever take a look, like I said, head over to her site. I'll share the post. You've seen it on there, but she does some really interesting, cool things on blades and on roller blades. And like I said, I watch it and I'm in amazement, because again, figure skaters, when I played hockey, we had a figure skater who was a semi-pro, but he played hockey. And we always, some of the guys on the team made fun of him for figure skating, but I'll tell you, boy, could he ever skate circles around the guys with a puck and a stick. And that was why he took figure skating, was so he could become a better hockey player.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so it's incredible. So listen, I want to thank you for coming on and sharing your experiences with the art and the figure skating. Again, I've been a fan of yours since I first ran into you, well, your husband actually, who's the famous writer, Thane. And but I fell in love with you and your artwork since I first saw that, and I'm in awe. So thank you so much for coming on and sharing your stories with us. And again, head to, what sites are they again, Roselle?
So my website is roselledoyleart.com, and then on Facebook and Instagram, it's Roselle Doyle Art.
Perfect. Again, thank you so much for coming on, and say hi to Thane for me, will you?
Thank you.
You betcha. Have a good one.
All right, all the best.
You betcha. Bye. All right, Roselle Doyle, again, check it out. She's it's so much fun to watch what she does. It's so cool. Again, Jigs and Reels Radio KW, doing more than just playing music, talking about arts. Let's take it over now to a kitchen party. Let's have some fun. The Newfoundland Band, Jigs and Reels Radio KW. Yes, I didn't get a chance to see that, but I saw him up. And it was just at that time, Paul, that I had the chance to tune in. I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, that was the one. Oops, shit. One of the things, Gavin, I saw on the live stream was when they finished singing Music and Friends, everyone was clapping. And then when the recessional was going on, I can't remember the song, but they were playing the instrumental of something, and everyone was clapping. And that was really cool to see that, because it wasn't somber. It was a celebration, and that's what I'm trying to do here tonight. But I thought that was really neat when they were all clapping along, and I saw Arthur clapping along and Mark Manning there in the second, third row, and yeah, I didn't see you there though. I was looking for some people I recognized. I saw Dalton. I saw Ricky. I saw Ricky sitting there.
She asked me to dance, singing.
I was looking for the beard. The kitchen. Jigs and Reels Radio, KW Mix 98.5. That is none other than the Newfoundland Band and Kitchen Party. There's a couple of announcements that I should probably bring up. We did talk about, let's see here, the ECMAs. I got to make a big special announcement to all those that were nominated and ended up winning. One of the ones that I'm really excited about is Children's Artist of the Year. You hear me talk about her. Yes, she might be a children's artist, but everybody's adult to young toes do tap. We're talking about Heather Feather for her album Ants in My Pants. So congratulations to her. Quote the Raven. Rum Ragged ended up winning a few things. Coming up at the Battery Cafe on May 29th is none other than Mick Davis. Emma Witt, her birthday. You know what? Congratulations. Happy birthday to you, Emma Witt. She was the #1 on the top 10, monthly top 10 not too long ago. I'm sure that'll continue as well. One of the other things I do have to bring up, and again, taking the soft side to things, I said this previously, was one of my family friends, my dad's friends from his hometown, Dave Clark from Heart's Desire, passed away over the weekend as well. Dave was one of the very first ones when my parents got together and he was looking for a place to stay when they came up from Newfoundland. He lived with my parents. He was one of those ones out of the 11 that stayed with us for the first 4 years of my life. Yeah, so 11 of us in all the same room. It was crazy. So in the same house. Dave actually was too. The story is, and there's a picture, it's funny. We're talking about it. When I was a baby, Dave was the one that held me and tried to change me. Well, we know all what happens if you have kids and they're babies and the cold water touches them. Well, it wasn't water that went on Dave. And every time I saw Dave, I, that story always comes up. I was too young to remember my parents, and all the other ones were all there. And yeah, I guess I was a showman at that time too. So my family's hearts and our prayers go out to the Clark family out in Heart's Desire. We'll definitely be going to the funeral and the wake for sure for Dave. Again, 75 years young, who passed away over the weekend. We've got some fantastic music still to go. Oh, hey, what's this? What is this? Oh, we know what this is. Can we all know? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 5 tracks to play tonight. Well, 4.5, because these guys in one of the bands didn't want me to play the whole song, but they did want me to play a snippet, so I will. You've heard me talk about this rapper who does an extremely great job at what he does. The beats are sick. It is definitely workout music. Never Peak is always one of my favorite songs. It's on my gym playlist. He's got a new song out. It was released recently, yesterday, I think Logan said. But this is the radio debut of his latest song. It's called Ray Gun, and it's by Logan Bolt on Jigs and Reels Radio KW on New Music Monday, Mix 98.5. Listen to the beat already. They're talking about smoking cigars, just so y'all know. Yeah, that's what it is, about smoking cigars, okay? So, Francie, don't worry about it. It's smoking cigars. Don't get too excited. I'm Raekwon, I'ma hit the par for the cream like Treyarch. They love recreating on my feet, my ray gun, fully loaded, I'm you know, me 3 biddies, and yeah, they all 10s, like 30 with no kids. Divorced once or twice, a man with the kid is 15. This song's gonna be blasted in the Infinity on the way home because it's 26 degrees here. I didn't finish can number 2. Hello, Isaac Cook. Bogus, and it's your best work. I'm both back in that bird. You want to play, boy? I'm you, Hefner. You in the same, boy. I don't give an F word. Morale is down, so I'll be a stepper. I love his beats. And his voice goes so well with this. I'm not gonna give up this life. I'm not gonna fall off. I swore that I've seen this from Newfoundland. You got to remember the Newfoundland rap scene is not huge in Newfoundland, but I'll tell you, there is oh, -7 up north, way up north. Yeah, man, the sun is shining here. It's pretty freaking nice. Jackson, what's going on? By the way, this is the edited version. The unedited version is on Spotify and all streaming platforms. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, he's the way he presents himself, it's getting a lot bigger. It's not just it's just not Albert Dalton anymore. It's guys like this. It's DK. There's so much more out there. And you know what? It's the underground scene. This is Logan Bolt. Paul, if you want to listen, one of his best songs that I love is called Never Peak. That is one of my favorite songs. That's a great walk-up song to a boxing match. Next year. Jigs and Reels Radio KW on Mix 98.5. Some more rap music from Logan Bolt. Spitting some rhymes on that one. It's called Ray Gun. And talking about cigars. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Jeremy on the behind the scenes talking about the Newfoundland rap scene getting bigger. Albert Dalton, Logan Bolt, DK, and so many more. Check it out. It's a very cool underground scene becoming more mainstream. And of course, you can hear that music and much more like that on Jigs and Reels Radio KW on live365.com. If it's not already on your favorites, do it. And again, tonight, when I get home, all this show is being recorded. I will for sure upload it again. It was the tribute and dedication to none other than Mark Hiscock. I am going to try and get in touch with Con O'Brien before we go. Let's continue on, shall we? Fitz has played his hands in a lot of things. And here's another one. This one's from Kim Hamlin. She's got a couple of releases out. Looking forward to the album. This one's called The Old School Hall on New Music Monday. Jigs and Reels Radio KW on Mix 98.5.
The time started at 7, no one was late. Most got there early as they just couldn't wait. The week it was long and the people worked hard. Some worked on boats, some tended the yard. But for sure on the weekend.
Kim, you wrote this song, right? I know you're watching. I know you're there. You wrote this song, right, Kimmy? This was your song. One room school, I'm assuming. Now, Paul, I mean, Paul, you're not that old, so you would remember a one room school, would you?
There were lovers and couples, widows galore. We all danced together out on the dance floor. Some played the fiddle, some played the flute.
There you are. I knew you were on.
There were dancers and singers.
It's so funny. I forget which Facebook page I'm on. Hello, Blue Belton. What are you at? Nothing by you. Thanks, Alonzo. So I tune in every now and then on this Facebook, and I can't remember what page it is. Just started following, but they do the historic parts of Newfoundland, and it was great. It's so cool to see the colorized versions of it, and it's interesting. All the ones that are on here on the behind the scenes. The accents are not as thick as what they once were. Like, the accents are still thick, don't get me wrong. But if I talk to my Uncle Robert, as opposed to one of my cousins, the accents are far and few between. And I'm noticing that more and more. If you go deep in the outports and talk to some old fellers, like I said, the accents are a lot thicker, and to listen to the stories that some of these guys tell, they talk about the old school hall and the dances and stuff. Yeah, great story. I love when you write, Kim. You're an awesome writer. Jigs and Reels Radio, KW Mix 98.5, Old School Hall, written by the one and only Kim Hamlin, recorded and produced by the man himself, Mr. Fitz. Talking about the Old School Hall and the one-room school. Paul Bump, who said he went to a bigger elementary school. And then all of a sudden, we talked about the old outports and all the seniors and, looking back on the old videos and how thick their accents were. And how now all of a sudden some of the accents are just... they're not as strong, they're not as forceful, and not as well understood as what perhaps they are now. Like I said, on behind the scenes, if I talk to my Uncle Robert, which is Poppy 2.0, Poppy Clark 2.0, you got to pay really close attention to him. But then, of course, if I talk to my cousin, just like talking here, and then you get the accent every now and then. My dad still has an accent. It's hilarious because he's been up here this long. But every so often, the certain things he says, he still has the accent. It'll never leave. And that's brought out in that song, Kim Hamlin, The Old School Hall. Let's continue on, shall we? This group from Labrador is coming out with a new song. Like I said, they didn't want me to play the whole thing. So I'm only going to play about 30, 40 seconds of it. We're talking about Silver Wolf Band, Coffee Pots.
And talking about work.
Oh, absolutely. Southern Shore. Steve Mayer from Down Forward. That's a guy. But he's about 80. Oh, yeah. So seriously, they want me to stop? Silver Wolf Band, Coffee Pots. I will play the whole version of that. Oh, can I just keep playing it, please? Damn it. All right, Coffee Pots is the name of that song. Don't worry, when it comes out, I will be playing full. All right, there's the last little bit. I just had to put that little bit in there. That was Coffee Pots, Silver Wolf Band. Come on, guys. Come on. Ah, damn it. That was such a good song, too. I can't wait to listen. Again, I promise you all, I will not listen to that full song until I play it live here on the show. I won't. But I can tell you there's 2.5 minutes left. Damn, do I really want to finish that off. Corey Poole's got a new album out. It is called Till the End of Me is the name of the song. Self-titled album. Courtesy of Mr. Fitz himself, had his hands in this one. And this is the song I chose to play tonight off of his new album. Corey Poole, Till the End of Me. New Music Monday, Jigs and Reels Radio, KW Mix 98.5.
I remember that day, oh so well. 2 kids just out of school. Your gown was like the driven snow. Your eyes were also blue, with my heart so full of love as you walked down the aisle. You made me the happiest man that day, the happiest man alive. I can see our church and all the hill.
Well, I like this song. This is one of those classics where an anniversary track would be great to play. Which I'm surprised Steve Mayer isn't on here tonight, because usually he pops on. Like I said, that guy drinks so much Guinness that he's already pickled. So he's actually about 85.
I love you then, I love you now, I'll love you till the end of me.
Nice song, Corey. Very nice song.
Years have passed, our kids have grown, each day is a blessing. Our grandkids fill our hearts with joy. Each day is a blessing true, as the age creeps upon our face, as time weathers all new.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never
You know, it doesn't matter, Jeremy, when you talk about traditional music, that is still always be the heart of Newfoundland. No matter how old somebody is or how old the musician is, Salt Beef Junkies. Salt Beef Junkies right then and there are the guys that are going to make history in, yeah, you know what, you're right. I could hear that too, but yeah, Salt Beef Junkies. Hands down. I remember when they were just young snots. When they were just little snots. You're just older snots. My adopted sons. Gavin knows that I always have their backs. Jigs and Reels Radio, KW Mix 98.5. Corey Poole, somebody on the behind the scenes said, sounds like a young Bud Davidge, Till the End of Me. Got one more song here in the top 10. I mean, the New Music Monday, getting ahead of myself. All these songs, by the way, will be available to vote in the next couple of weeks after the show on the 26th. No, wait, the 19th. We're going to do it that way? Yeah, is that the 19th, the week, and then we'll do it on that week? No, yeah, we're going to figure this out here. The 6th and the 5th. 2nd. Oh, yeah, so that's how we'll do it. So the voting will continue after next week's show. We'll be playing that actually the 26th. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. Okay, we'll run it for a week. But yes, the monthly top 10 on Jigs and Reels Radio KW on live365.com. That's where you'll be able to hear it. And again, Emma Witt, who placed number 1 with You Don't Know. We've had this going for 4 months, 4 months, and there's been a different number 1 every month. Who knows? Over 900 voted last time. So, you never know. Let's try. I want to try at least get 1,500 votes this month. One more. This guy's got his album debut this week. This is the latest single off of that. This album has been uploaded to the online station. You can catch this guy live at the Majestic. And you never know. You might see Kathy Stock there. We're talking about Evan Watts Smith. Love his voice. Love his sound. Turn on the Dark. Jigs and Reels Radio KW New Music Monday.
So I tried to do some self-reflecting. I looked in the mirror so I could see clearer all the faces that I've become. Then I had to run.
Oh, wow.
I heard you,
Oh, listen to the horns.
I couldn't bring myself to tell you. It's taken too long to even figure
I love Evan Watts Smith. Oh, to see this. Oh, yeah. I would love to see this guy live. So would love to see him live. The show on stage with this. I'd hold the shakers. Oh. This is a cool track, Evan. I don't know if you're watching on the behind the scenes. Ah, yes. It's almost like that Michael Bublé. Oh. Yes. I haven't listened to the whole album yet. I'm going to be playing a couple of songs kind of in a couple of weeks again. But I've heard about 3 tracks. This is my favorite. Yeah. This is cool. I'm going to see if I can get in touch with Con. Oh, see if it rings through. Jigs and Reels Radio KW on Mix 98.5. That is Evan Watts Smith and a track called Tiny. That song is called looking at the wrong one. Turn on the Dark. There we go. So I don't think we're going to be able to get in touch with Mr. Con O'Brien. We were going to try to, but he is up in Labrador and doing obviously with Irish descendants and doing a big show up there. So we're not going to have a chance to chat with him. Got to let you all know, thank you so much, first and foremost, for joining me tonight on the tribute to Mark Hiscock. Again, a musical icon, gone so fast without any, it's shocking. It took the Newfoundland community by storm. Everyone was just in shock, in awe. Today, of course, was the was the funeral service. And again, the hearts and prayers go out to Kelly, Daniel. And of course, you see these TikTok videos and, the pets are affected too. And, when having animals for so long, they are affected too. They'd be going around the house looking for that person. And, Dory and Beaumont would be absolutely in shock as well and lost because they too have lost something. And that's definitely a sad state of affairs. So again, hearts and prayers go out to Mark Hiscock's family. I want to thank you all for joining me here this evening. I do have time for one more song. And, thank you, Linda. Thank you, Paul, for coming in and joining me tonight. Like Linda said, it was something to be done. And you guys see the softer side of me if you're watching on the behind the scenes. Yeah, 6'2", 270. And yeah, I cry like a waterfall because that's just who I am. And that's just the realism in me. And it was tough to watch. It was tough to go through and tough to listen to the stories. And that Ennis Sisters song, oh, yeah, wow. So, so I'm going to play one more track here. And then maybe I'll play two. I want to see if I can get this one. You know what? I didn't play this one. I do want to play this one, okay? It is, of course, the night that Patty Murphy died. Before we say good night. All right, here it is. Samara Mark Hiscock on Jigs and Reels Radio KW from the Newfoundland Drinking Songs 2 CD.
Murphy night is a night I'll never forget. Some of the boys got loaded, drunk, and some ain't sober yet. As long as the bottle was passed around, every man was feeling gay. Old Larry came with his bagpipe, some music for to play. Mrs. Murphy sat in the corner, pouring out.
Probably wondering why I was not here or not.
No, I was kind of watching. I'm like,
I was just sitting here. I've got a couple of guests I'm going to have on the show.
Okay, do you have your title track?
Oh,
your
yeah,
CD?
I go. Let me go.
Yep, and then I'll get your headphones and we'll start on that then too, boss.
How they showed their respect.
Like the Patty Murphy. Thank you, Kim. That means a lot. Let's not do this for another while, okay?
Everything in the way was that Murphy died. Oh, at 3 o'clock in the morning, some dirty blue-eyed scamp rode upon the common lead, wherein lies a tramp. They stopped and clocked so Mrs. Murphy couldn't tell the time. And at a quarter after 3, they argued it was night. Oh, the Morgan crew got married, they didn't give a crap.
All right, I'll put that in
Mrs.
for you.
Murphy said she'd wait till the whole damn gang was there. And all of the sights I've ever seen, it made me shiver with fear. When they took the ice right off the curb, laid it on the pier. Oh, that's how they showed their respect for
Patty Murphy.
That's how they showed their honor and their pride. They said,
Come on. There we go. All right. Thank you, Gavin. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate the time spent with me. All right, let's get her out here. Jigs and Reels Radio, KW on Mix 98.5, the night that Patty Murphy died, Mr. Mark Hiscock. Again, tonight's show dedicated to the one and only Mr. Mark Hiscock, who will sadly be missed. Gone way too soon, but his music will still live on. And, usually I'm going to take a step away from playing my usual Ode to Newfoundland tonight. But instead, I'm going to finish off tonight with one of the songs that they played at his funeral today. And if you had a chance to watch it, Chris and the boys sang this one, and you guys know the words, so sing along. So until next Monday night, may God bless you. May God bless tropical island of Canada known as Newfoundland. You guys have yourself a great week, and let's finish it off with Sam and I and Music and Friends. To Mark Hiscock and his family, thank you again for joining me on the tribute to Mark Hiscock. What happened? Hold on. Well, I'm not sure what happened here. Of course, that, trying to finish off on the end, that just, of course, just goes to show you, right? There we go. All right, guys, you guys have a great night. We'll do this again next Monday night. Brewmasters, a pleasure as always. Guys, have a safe week. Good night, guys.